In this video, we're going to be talking about real fundamental number 3, that is club path, and how that relates to the club face, which is real fundamental number 2, to help you hit it straighter, farther, and hopefully shoot lower scores. And that your body starts adapting and adjusting to what your club is going to travel on, which ultimately will control the curve that this ball has. And I'm going to give a shot. So let's start talking about it. Most people slice the golf. Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming here from the Scott Hogan Golf Performance Center. We're in Joliet, Illinois. Again, I want to start talking to you on a series of real fundamentals. What I always hear when people talk to me about the fundamentals, they tell me grip, stance, aim, posture, and those are all things that you can do really well. I see people do them exceedingly well, but they still hit shots that aren't even anywhere close to being in the where they want to be. So to me, fundamentals, if you have fundamentals and you're good at the fundamentals, you should have some level of golfing proficiency that would say, all right, hey, I can do this game, and as I improve these skills, my game is better. You know, just because, again, the fact that I can have a good postural setup, that doesn't mean that I'm going to strike it well, control the club face well, and then talk about our third one here, control the club path or the direction it's going well. So those are types of things that we kind of look at when we play, and what I look at when I'm teaching students is seeing if they can control these types of things. So again, we're moving on to number 3 here. We're talking about club path. So club path is what it is. It's the path the club is swinging into the golf ball. So most players, they think about, we need to hit the ball straight. Okay, so they think about trying to go straight back, straight through. Now, this orange line here is straight back, straight through for us. And so if I go straight back and straight through, it's a fairly unnatural motion, and what almost always happens is you're going to start getting a club path that cuts across it to the left, and that causes a slice. Now, why does it cause a slice? What you need to know about club path is this is the part that controls the direction that your ball curves. So as I go to hit a shot, the path I'm coming in, that's going to impart spin on the ball. So I don't like my players to think about hitting it straight. I like for them to think about hitting it with some curve control, okay, or spin control. You're just trying to, the golf ball is going to spin, you're trying to manage that, all right? And so the more we can think about that, just like if you're playing tennis or ping pong where you have to hit a shot and you put some spin on it, we're literally doing the same thing with a golf club, all right? So once we start thinking about that, what we start to realize is we've got to make swings now. We're trying to make swings that are going to put the spin that we want. So most people want draw shots, you know, since most people slice it way to the right. Most people want some sort of a draw, just like we have up there, where it kind of goes out right and it starts gently falling towards the left. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, again, I have to put some draw spin, and if I'm going to do that, I have to get this club swinging out, okay? Now, most people will say, all right, well, how am I going to do that? My body's got to do something. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I think more and more, if you can start thinking about, okay, again, fundamentally, let's just get the club going this way, and then let's just make some swings where we swing that way. We're assuming the club face is going to be relatively square for this because you've been working on it in real fundamental 2. And all of a sudden you can start seeing, if you can see the shot up there, I mean, my attempt was to swing extremely far out, and all of a sudden, because I'm able to get the club face under control to match up with club path, all of a sudden I can hit the ball straight. It's not what most people would think of, going straight back and straight through, okay? So as we start playing the game, our number one thing is, how do we master club path? What's the right club path? Okay, because there's quite a few variants out there of what to do. Well, the first thing you want to do is get out here and play a little bit of a game with it. So we want to start trying to make some swings where we just stay pretty still, but I just see that club going way out, okay? I want you to try that and see what you get. Again, you shouldn't hit
too many, perfect shots. I got probably even pretty lucky to hit that one straight, but you shouldn't hit too many perfect shots. Your real goal is just to get a feel for what the golf ball is kind of going to do generally. So if it's low and like hooking low left, because you do that, that's fine. If you block it right, that's fine too. You're just trying to get a feel. From there, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go way over the top and see what happens when I do those. Okay? I think the more you can take that approach of experimenting a little bit with club path, you're going to find that your body starts adapting and adjusting to what you're telling it to do, and it's going to start making some swings that become pretty good when we start looking at video and start seeing what we can do. So, okay, as you start going, when we do these real fundamentals, our goal, as you saw, is just like when we did the center strike, we had to feel a couple out on the toe, we had to feel a couple out on the heel or in on the heel, where we could easily find the middle. When we started doing the club face, we had to get some to swing a little bit left by over rotating the face. We had to hold a few open. Same thing with club path. The best way about it is if we can start to experiment a little bit and just figure out what's a little bit inside, what's a little bit outside. That inside one, for you slicers, that'll probably be the one that's the most unusual to do. But all of a sudden you're going to start seeing that, hey, I do have an ability to control the club. It's a little bit easier than going through the entire checklist of everything I'm supposed to do to make a good golf swing. And I bet if you start looking at some of the data, a lot of the 3D work I do, when we take people's initial measurements, we won't even look at it again until after we go through something like this. All of a sudden their 3D data starts matching up really, really nicely and actually starts getting pretty close to some numbers they thought they would never get to. So it's a great way to start building a golf swing without thinking too much, and you're really going to start to get a feel for controlling the ball, keeping it in play, and when you have that need to hit one and make sure it doesn't curve left or curve right, you're going to be good. So again, our real fundamental 3 is club path. We're talking about the path the club goes into the ball. We're really talking about spin control, managing the spin of the golf ball. And the best way for you to start thinking about it is we don't want to go straight back, straight through. All right. We'd rather see something that's going a little more out for you that want to draw it, or if you want to hit a fade, you might feel something that's a little bit more coming across it just a little bit. But get out there, start trying to experiment, see what different feels, what shots create, and I bet you'll find one where you start saying, hey, that one actually went pretty straight, and I felt like I was going to hook the living daylights out of it, So as we start playing golf, getting into these fundamentals is going to be the key to freeing you up a little bit, starting to shoot lower scores, have a little bit more fun.
You can't stop the tears from falling down.